there, Michael here with Growing Farmers and the Farm on Central, and I am going to rant about chickens today because one of my biggest pet peeves is farmers which go out and decide they're going to farm or homestead. If it's homestead, that's fine if you want to start with chickens, but you go out to the farm and they immediately start with chickens. And the reason why I don't suggest this is chickens are a very hard enterprise because the chickens or animals on your farm will be an enterprise and they have to figure out if they're going to make money for your farm. And some people say, well, you know, this pays for this, which pays for this. And I'm like, no, every single enterprise needs to be able to put an envelope around it and kind of see how that enterprise is making you money. So chickens are hard to make money for them. And so what I'm saying by that is there's a lot of labor and a lot of expense that goes into the chickens and the low return. So you're going to be investing 5 months, unless you buy ready-to-lay pullets, but 5 months before they're going to even kick out eggs. There's daily, multiple times a day management compared to, let's say, a fruit tree or like something you plant, you know, maybe once every couple of weeks you got to deal with it. With chickens, twice a day really ties you down to the farm. The other thing is they just don't make a lot of money. A lot of people have chickens in their backyard, so they're selling eggs for $1, $2, $3 a dozen. And you know, most of the numbers that we have run when we do enterprise budgets with people we work with is that you have to be charging $5 to $7 a dozen. If you're doing certified organic, probably $8 or more a dozen to get the return you need to pay for your labor. Now, where do chickens make sense? Well, when you scale. And so that's the thing about chickens, is it's really easy to grow 1,000 heads of lettuce or 1,000 radishes or 1,000 tomatoes in a small area. And those economies of scale add up quick. But when you have 1,000 chickens, there's a lot more expense that goes into that. And you really start to get more economies of scale once you hit that 500 to 1,000 bird layer just level. And when you go to 3, 5, 10,000 layers is when you really start to make money. So I recently on the podcast had one of the farmers over at Seven Sons Farm just next to us in Indiana, and we were talking chickens. And they actually say chickens is one of our best enterprises. We make really good money on chickens. And the reason is because they're running thousands and thousands of birds. They're on scale. They have their houses automated. I mean, with this kind of house, to move, I think there's maybe 30 or 40 chickens here. To move this amount of chickens takes like an hour or so by the time you take your fence down, move it, and then put it back up again. Well, if you're moving 5,000 birds at a time, you can probably get that cost per move down to pennies compared to this, which is a much higher cost per move. Again, with thousands of chickens, you're still going out one time a day or twice a day to harvest eggs. You have to come out here to harvest eggs at least one time a day. So again, those economies of scale really, really add up. Now, what I'm not saying is you can't have a half dozen birds for yourself, but don't get into the train of the thought process of I'm just going to jump into and get 100 or 200 birds and we're going to make money on it, because you're not going to. And if you want to, go out and do it. Come back in a year or two. Tell me if it made sense, what your numbers are, how that enterprise budget penciled out. And I'll challenge you, I'll put money on it, that you won't be making the kind of money you could on some of the other enterprises out there. So if you like these kinds of videos, go ahead, like our page, subscribe to our channel, send us a message, let us know if you enjoyed this or your thoughts on the video. If you disagree with me, love to hear it in the comments. If you agree with me, love to hear it in the comments. And let us know, because we will keep making videos like this for you. Our goal is that you become more of a thriving farmer every day.